Hey everybody, it's Erin and we are going to create another Christmas card. So again, I am part of a Christmas card swap. I'm actually hosting it where we're having up to 50 people. Hopefully all 50 will join in. I think we've already had a couple drop. That's okay. Where we are creating Christmas cards for up to 50 in batches of 10. And I've already created some and this is the first batch. And now I'm going to create another batch of probably about between 5 to 10. You don't always have to do 10 when you do card. This one, I'm doing it on ivory cardstock and I already have 5 of these ivory cards, but only have 5 of them. So I'm tempted to just do these 5 because I like the fact that it's ivory on ivory and white on ivory. I'm not a big fan. I like it to kind of match a little bit better. I am also using supplies from my Christmas kit, which you can see here. So this Christmas kit is chocked full of supplies, perfect for Christmas, but it's not all Christmassy. There's some stuff in there that is definitely neutral, is what I would call it. And we're going to use a couple of the pieces from that today to create these cards, including this sheet right here. Heads up, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tidbit on how to win that amazing kit. So cool. All right, so let's get started with this card first. So people get intimidated. Oh, don't you love my henna? I went to a little thing recently and I got a henna put on. It's my first time and it looks so pretty. I thought I'd get it for the videos. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, hopefully it's not too distracting for you guys today. So I got this paper. I put it in the kit, but some people are like, oh, it's so busy. I don't know what to do with it. I can't figure out. Lots of busy looks really good on a small scale. So this is the full 12 by 12. And there's actually 2 of these sheets in the kit. We're only going to use part of one of them today. So this one I've already started cutting down and we're going to continue cutting it down. We are going to create a Christmas tree card, which you saw at the very beginning. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting a 1-inch strip. And I'm okay if it cuts into some words. I'm okay if it cuts into some of the shapes. What we're looking for, and I'm going to rip this term directly from Dina Wakley. She calls it vomit on a page. Basically, this looks like a lot of stuff on a page. What her terminology is, vomit on a page. The more there is, the busier it is, and it looks really overwhelming and kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do with that. But when you break it down to something smaller, it almost looks a little bit more manageable. Like, oh, well, it's just a tiny little bit of it. It looks a little more pleasing to the eye and not so overwhelming. So we're going to start with that. We're also going to start with some of the Rinea foiled paper. This is just a 2-sided foiled paper that actually holds its shape. It's really quite cool. But we're just going to use it as a mat. And we're going to mat it onto our cream card. So I'm going to cut down, because my card is an A2 size card, I'm going to cut this down to be quite a bit smaller. So I believe my dimensions were 3.5 by 5. And since I'm going to go ahead and I've already made 2 cards. I'm going to make 3 more. I'm going to cut the 5, and then I'm going to cut as many 3.5s as I can out of this. I'm going to go 3.5. I might be able to get it out of here. Let's see. Here's hoping. Nope. 1 short. Well, I got 2 more. I'll cut the other one later. All right, so now I've got my mats. And for this step, I am going to use regular adhesive. Just a tape runner. I'm going to put a little bit of a tape runner down. Whoa. And then center. And I didn't want to put it everywhere because I want to make sure I center it. Just right. Part of the look of this card is making it look perfect. It's simple, but if you miss a line, if you don't put things where they should be, it's going to look messy and it's not going to give the effect that you want it to. Simple cards are great, which is what this one is. But if you don't make a simple card, quote unquote, perfect, it looks bad. If that makes sense. So you could it's one of those kind of pitfalls with a simplistic card. Make it look great. If you've got a lot of stuff on your card, you can get away with the fact that it's not perfect and it's messy because it can look like it's supposed to be messy, but clean and simple, it really does need to look clean. That's just a little tidbit for you there. Okay, so now we have our strip. What we need to do is we need to cut it down. And since the dimension of going across this way is 3.5, we're going to build a Christmas tree. We want our Christmas tree to actually fit on the card. So my first dimension I'm going to cut is going to be to exactly 3 inches. So we have a 3-inch section and that goes right there. Now I'm going to cascade up and rules of 5 work better. So now we're going to go to 2.5. So we're going to have a 5-tiered tree, 2.5, and see how it looks really good when it's in a small scale now. Now we're going to go to 2. I'm just going down by 1/2 inch each time. Cut to 2. So one 12-inch strip, cutting across 12-inch strip, will get you 1 tree, and the strip is 1/2 inch, which is quite nice. Now we're going to go to 1.5. And you can kind of pick and choose where in the strip that you want to do it. So for instance, now I'm going to do another 1.5 because I know I have enough room. Because these look too matchy-matchy, but I can switch this out because it's smaller. Like these definitely look different. This looks different from this, and now this looks different from this, whereas these look too similar. And all I need now is a little 1-inch strip. I have just enough. So you have enough, oops, gotta go down, not up. You have enough to kind of give yourself a little bit of some extra. So if you need to redo the 1 or the 1.5, if you want to space it out, you could have done a 3, and then you could have done a 2 and then a 2.5 to kind of change up your paper depending on what paper you're using. It's kind of a good way to space it out a little bit. The other thing we're going to do is we need a vertical strip, which I've already cut one, but I'm going to show you where I got it from. One of my previous videos where I was using this kit, it was making Christmas bags that you see here. Little treat bags. And on those treat bags, we were using tags. So this paper is from a huge sheet of tag paper, just like this. This is the one I haven't cut into. This is one I did cut into, but I'm not going to use every single tag. So the bonus to this paper is, guess what's on the back side? Craft. And I just need a smidgen of craft. I just need enough to make the stem of my tree. So all I did is I took this section here, I went long ways, and I cut it to 1/4 inch, which is what this is right here. And I wanted my tree stem to be a little bit taller, so I'm going to go ahead and cut another one because I need some more anyway. So I'm just coming over here. Make sure you line it up just right. It's so thin, so you want to make sure that you're doing it right. And then I measured these guys to be 4.5 inches. The full length of the foil was 5, so if I went to 4.5, it would definitely fit on there. And I need another one anyway, so I'm just going to come in 4.5, and I have a little bit extra, and I'm actually going to save that because the whole point of this kit is I have a pile of supplies that are all kind of Christmassy related that all work really well together. And as stupid as it is to keep something tiny like this, I might need, just like I needed this here, I've got more stuff I'm going to make for you guys out of this kit, which is pretty darn fun. I got a lot of ideas. Cards and treat bags are just the beginning, let me tell you. Okay, so now I've got all my pieces. The first step is I have the best glue ever, which I need a nice fine glue because I don't want this to get messy and run all over the place. I'm going to run a tiny bead of glue, just enough. See, and this is nice because it gives me a nice fine bead. There we go. And I'm going to stick this down right smack in the, right smack in the middle. Ta-da! Just like that. Get rid of any of the excess. I am then going to take all of these strips. I'm just going to go ahead and flip them over. And I don't care which way is right side up or right side down. And I'm going to add little bits of glue to all of these too. All right, now that I got my glue on there, flip it over and go ahead and stick it down. Now, when I stick this down, I want to angle it. So each one I put down, I want to kind of put on a fun little angle. And because I'm dealing with a wet glue versus a tape runner or something, I have a little bit of wiggle room to allow this to kind of place it where I want to. All right, last step I'm going to do is every tree needs a star. So we are just going to take, I have this fun, you could go with the traditional star, but I like the fact this is kind of a fun shape. And what it is that the back side of the red paper is gold. So why not, well, it's ruby paper actually. Why not flip it over and then stick it down? Use my same glue here, put a little dab, just like what the kids do it. You know, a little dab will do ya. You don't need a ton. Little dab right there. I love this tip applicator because it already has kind of a pokey tool, so it doesn't get all clogged up on you, which is pretty fun. All right, flip this over. And this is from Scrap Perfect. This is the best glue ever. And I love this as an applicator you can get to add on top of it. And it's like a no clog cap. And it allows you to get a nice fine line glue applicator. And then it doesn't clog because it's got that stick in there, which is pretty fun. So I think that's pretty awesome. It's got that little stick part in there. It allows you to get a nice fine glue and then it doesn't clog up. as long as you can get the stick in the hole. Now I went ahead and made my last 2 cards and kind of filled them in, and we have one more step. So I have this twin tone pen. One side it's got a really fine point, and on the other side it has a thicker point, and that's what I'm going to use. This is from Tombow, and we're just going to create an outline. Just go around the edge and just outline the edge. It just creates kind of another dimension without having to get another sheet of paper out. It's kind of a fun way, and I'm not even making these look perfect. The imperfection almost kind of makes it look a little bit better. It looks like I kind of stitched it or something. If you want to try and make your lines perfect, but I like the fact that everything else is so linear. So straight, 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 straight. So having something that's not linear and kind of wiggly and wobbly almost kind of makes your eye like it a little bit better. There we go. And you could completely leave this the way it is. For the other 2 cards, what I have done, and I'm going to do this for the other ones, is I went ahead and outlined inside each of the trees as well. It just gave more definition to each layer. It kind of finished it in a way. So that's what I'm going to do next, is go ahead and add the little square, and I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just taking it, and instead of inking the outside, I'm drawing a rectangle on the inside. Kind of adding to the fun that's in the paper already. And again, I'm not worried about perfection here. I'm just drawing them in just like that. And if it's a little wobbly, it's a little wobbly. Just come in and draw them in. And there we go. 5 cute Christmas cards, really simple design. This is not my design. I am not even trying to pawn off that I came up with this concept. You know, and when it comes to card making, there is really no truly new designs. It's just your spin on it in your own fun way. You know, it's using my own punches, the foiled paper that I have, you know, working with some of the patterned papers, but it looks really cute. I love it. If you wanted to add a little gem in the middle, I mean, I just have these sitting here. You could. To me, I don't think I need it, but if you wanted to add a little more something to it, I like the simplicity of the cards. So giveaway time. What is all this about? It's pretty awesome. So I have this massive kit. Here it is again, that I've put together in conjunction with Canvas Core Brands. And all you need to do to win is to leave a comment on any video where I've used part of that kit. This is video number 4. The first video was all about showing you the parts of the kit. Second video was another Christmas card. Third video was my treat bag. And this is the 4th video, another set of cards. So make sure you go back to the other videos. I'm going to put the playlist at the end, and it's also up in a little iCard to go back and leave a comment on the other ones to give yourself extra chances. It's like basically I have a big bowl of names, and for every comment you get another name put in that bowl. So it just gives you an extra bigger chance to win versus just having your name in there once. Now you got your name in there 4 times. So it's pretty cool. It's a huge prize. It's full of so many cool things from 7 Gypsies, Tattered Angels, and Canvas Core, and I hope you guys come check it out. So thanks so much for stopping by and checking out my Christmas cards, my fun, simple, and clean, but beautiful Christmas cards. Please subscribe, and I will see you guys again soon. Have a happy holiday. Bye-bye.